Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast. You have many podcasts that you can listen to, and we thank you for choosing to listen to our podcast, especially about movies, and especially about this movie that has to do with airplanes. My name is Matt, one of your two hosts. With me, as always, my good buddy. He is always Rona protected because nobody is allowed to know his identity. Mysterious Mike Talent.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Oh, damn it. See, I should have said co-pilot.
Oh, yeah, you should have. Dang it.
Oh, well. I'll leave it alone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that was a great intro, man. I really like that. I think that's going to go well with our content today.
Well, speaking of Real Film Nerds, episode 178, 7500, that is the movie. Mike, you want to give us the rundown? Again, the episode is not 7500. The film is 7500. It is an Amazon original. Mike, go ahead, do your thing.
All right, so this is directed by Patrick Volrath, written by Patrick Volrath and Sinad Halabisic, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Omid Mimar, Oylan Tezel, and Carlo Ketzingler. And this is about when terrorists try to seize control of a Berlin-Paris flight. A soft-spoken young American co-pilot struggles to save the lives of passengers and crew while forging a surprising connection with one of the hijackers.
Mike, I knew literally nothing about this movie when you said it last weekend that this is what we're going to review. And I have to say, I congratulate you for picking this, being on top of it. I haven't logged into Amazon Prime Video in a while. There has been a few shows that I've been watching on there, but I saw no pushing and advertising or trailers or anything for this movie before I sat down and watched it. And what was funny is while I was watching it over at my trying to not say girlfriend, something funnier, but we'll just go girlfriend. My girlfriend's house, her mom walked in and went, "Oh, is this 7500? Oh, I just got done watching this." So that was kind of cool. So her mom clearly knew about it, but she walked in and finished watching it with us. But I have to say, this one took me by surprise. It was very reminiscent of a almost a one-man play. It's like takes place in one location for 99% of the movie, and it does not involve more than maybe, if you count the extras and things, 10 actors total for the whole movie.
Yeah, like maybe, man. I would really lean towards like 5.
I was going to say 5, but there, at one point, not to give spoilers, there are other people that climb onto the aircraft, much like you do on airplanes, especially on a sold-out flight. And then there's another scene where they help in a situation, and you see more of them. But again, those were all extras. Main actors definitely no more than 5. Probably 5 exact.
Yeah. Matt, I didn't know much about this, but I know that you like plane stuff. You've always had a passion about aviation, and I was like, well, why not? What I was really surprised about was all the technical aspects of this, and I think it was really well done. I'm pretty sure that's about how things go as far as the captain and co-pilot relationship, and I thought that was pretty neat.
I don't know 100% since I am not a pilot, but I know lots of full-scale pilots, being where I'm at and what I do for fun. It does involve a lot of full-scale pilots. I know it is fairly close, if not 100% realistic, especially on things like having the co-pilot be the one that actually takes off and lands and things like that. That's not uncommon. That's very, very common. Sitting there and having to do all these different things, and you know how he's turning dials to for the headings and things, that's 100% realistic. That's controlling the autopilot all the way. Literally, you basically put in numbers and tell it where the plane to go, and it just goes. It's a glorified taxi.
Yeah, no. But I thought that was great. I liked all the air traffic control, like talking and stuff. I didn't know about all of it, but like it seemed like it was really realistic to me. Like all the back and forth and like the without giving away too much, somewhat stressful situations that arise, and not having to like everyone has to keep their cool and continue to like do stuff. So yeah, I don't know, like they have to acknowledge what happened but not dwell on it. I don't know.
You have a higher obligation to the passengers than you do to anyone else on the airplane.
Yeah.
And I believe that is probably maybe not like written, like contractually obligated, signed or anything like that, but it's understood that, you know, you do anything and everything to take care of your passengers above all else, including yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I didn't know this movie was only in the cockpit or anything, but I kind of like that. I thought that was neat.
I think it must have been an independent or something like Sundancey, you know, Mike, because but it's not like the production quality is really bad. Like the production quality is really high. Like that set is very accurate. The outside handful of shots you see are really well done. They clearly went to the actual Berlin airport to shoot a lot of those scenes. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was probably a much lower budget film, but I think it was very successful. With one caveat, if they had a lesser actor in the main role that Joseph Gordon-Levitt played, I don't think the movie would be as good, because this movie definitely rode all on his shoulders.
Yeah, entirely. Basically, they asked him to carry the whole movie, and yeah, I think he did. I think he did a great job of trying to play this kind of hard character to play, being a pilot and kind of this mixed environment with your dedication to the passengers, but then also, you know, trying to I don't know, your own interests and feelings. So, and you could kind of see sometimes frustration and different things coming out. So I thought it was really well done on how he had to handle different things that we will spoil a lot of here in just a minute. But I want to ask Matt, what are you drinking today?
Well, Mike, thanks for asking. I've already talked about her a little bit, but I got an amazing gift from my current girlfriend, Miss Stacy, not giving away her last name, for kind of an anniversary, I guess you would say. I got her something for 6 months and she felt bad, so she got me something for 7 months. But she got me a subscription to the Beer of the Month Club, the microbrewed Beer of the Month Club. And so I get 12 beers a month, four different beers, 3 bottles of each. I think that's right. Yeah. I wasn't sure.
Like 2 6-packs?
It's 4 beers, 3 each. Yeah. And it comes in a big old box, really well packaged, everything. Well, my selections from this month that I finally got, it was supposed to be at the start of July, not at literally the last day of July. But it's from Wooden Cask Brewing Company in Newport, Kentucky. And I'm drinking the Scotsman Scotch Ale.
Ooh.
It says, our Scotch Ale is a rich beer with malty sweetness and hints of dark fruits. Pour into a chilled glass and enjoy. Well, I'm drinking it out of the bottle. But it's a lot reminiscent, because it's a Scottish ale, like a Kilt Lifter. And that's, you know, on purpose, because she knows I love Kilt Lifter. But it is really hoppy. Like, it is a lot hoppier than a Kilt Lifter. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's not my particular taste. It's still a pretty decent brew. So
okay,
all right, Mike. What IPA are you drinking?
Oh, good call, Matt. How did you know it was an IPA?
I have a 95% chance you're going to be drinking an IPA.
So, in honor of America's birthday, I have a Stone Enjoy by. It's a little late. It's past America's birthday, but
how dare you?
You're supposed to drink it fairly fast because it's a fresh beer. They rush to put it out, so it has all the flavor and stuff. Because beers that sit for a while can lose some of their flavor profile, especially like different IPAs and stuff. Some of the stuff will be drop off, and like flavors sometimes like will drop off, like vanilla and different things can go away if you hold on to a beer too long. So anyway, it's a double IPA. It's good stuff.
Well, good to know, Mike. Good to know. So speaking about one of our favorite sections, what are you drinking? T-shirts. We are going to have T-shirts coming out. You're going to be able to get them in sizes medium to 4XL. You can get them on Kirby's Tees. Yeah, Kirby'sTea.com. And that's KIRBYS letter T.com. The first ones we're going to have are going to be logos, where right now it's going to be right around $20 shipped to your door. The second one we're working on, and I'm going to discuss right now with Mike a little bit. The goal is to do a spoof on the Jaws poster. Is going to be our first kind of spoofy Real Film Nerds design. The idea we have, Dave and I have floating around in our head, the owner of Kirby's Tea, is it's going to be our popcorn bucket head coming up, like the shark. And then it's going to have two guys on a boat sitting on the water. And one guy is going to be turned into the other guy, and above his head is going to say, "What are you drinking?"
Oh, man, that'd be great.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, I like it.
So we'll see what Dave comes up with. I'm leaving it 100% up to him, what he wants in his free time. I'm not pushing him, nothing. But check it out. If you need T-shirts, you want T-shirts, Kirby'sTea.com. He does custom orders. There's no minimum. The process he's doing is really fantastic. I already got one shirt from him. He can do one T-shirt. He can do 100 T-shirts. He can do 1,000 T-shirts, whatever you want. Wherever you're living, he's willing to ship our products out. So once it's up and rolling, I will be putting it on our website at realfilmnerds.com. So let's go with my next question, Mike. Are you ready?
All right.
Can you handle it?
I hope so.
I know you were having a very hard time when we first tried to record this pod, and then Flinithy decided he needed to cry all night.
Yes. Yes.
Mike, how does the Amazon original 7500 relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right. So this hasn't happened in a while, Matt. I could find no relation. I searched up and down every little thing. This movie was filmed in Europe, so that already makes it a little harder. Because only I think a few Marvel Cinematic movies have been filmed in Europe. Yeah, I couldn't find anything. And there's only a handful of characters, like we said in this. It's fairly, there's not a lot of special effects. There's just, not the sound people, I even looked in like special thanks. I couldn't find anything. So
Mike, what you're saying is the streak has come to an end.
The streak has come to an end, and unfortunately, I picked this movie. So I did this to myself.
Damn it,
I feel bad
Mike.
about that.
Jeez.
I feel bad.
All right. Well, we need to write down. This is episode 178. The new streak begins. So we will see how long we can go. Or you can go. Yeah, you can go.
Ah, man. Yeah, I feel so bad. I'm sorry. Nerdarinos. It was
Nerdarinos. Is that what our listeners are? Nerdarinos? All right.
Well, I don't know.
Real Nerdarinos. I'm using that. Real Nerdoritos. Hold on. I need to write that one down, too. All right. Well, you know what that means, Mike. It is now spoiler territory. So if you have not seen 7500 and you want to watch it unspoiled, go ahead and click this bad boy off. Or if you don't care, keep on listening, because we're going to talk about all the things, because we have to, because this movie, it's hard to talk about without spoiling it. I mean, dude, totally caught me off guard. The scene where you find out his wife is one of the stewardesses, or what is it? A stewardess it's a PC term? I'm not sure.
No. Flight attendant.
Flight attendant. All right.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to get in trouble. PC police, man. They're going to get me. Anyways.
Yeah, PC principal.
Right. He'll come and get us. But you find out his wife is a flight attendant. And then later on, I was like, oh, well, that's going to be it. That's why he's going to open the door and let the terrorists in, because there's no way in hell he's going to sit there and watch his wife get killed. There's no way. That's what's going to make this movie interesting. Predicted it right now. The exact opposite happened.
Oh yeah, dude. I really thought he was going to do it. Like, yep. I mean, that's such a such a
his
intense
fiance. Yeah. It was wow.
And then she was like, don't do it. Just raise our kid. I was like, oh my gosh.
Dude, seriously, that's hardcore, man, on both their parts. And he was, I don't know, I would have had a hard time, like, not, like, beating up the controls and everything. And he lost it. But, I mean, geez.
I think, though, the more surprising reaction was he didn't try and take it out on the guy who's passed out, who's inside the cab with him, one of the hijackers.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. He didn't do that. And it was, I don't know. It was neat to see it, but it was also like just crazy. Like, I did like, even though, the captain, passed away, I did like, while he was there, really messed up, he was still full. This is flying. Like, he's all, make sure this is going, report it. Like, are you okay? Like all the things. And it really seemed like, and I don't know if this is always true, but it seemed like since the captain has all this experience, his job now is mostly just to train the co-pilot and get him to the experience level so he'll be a captain at some point, and just kind of remind them of different things. And I don't know. That's what it seemed like to me. I don't know if that's what it's always like, but it definitely seemed like, because he said he had been a co-pilot for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's about right. I think pretty soon you're going to be a pilot or a captain. I don't know. It varies, I guess, with your hours.
It depends. It depends on hours, and it depends on airline, and it depends on equipment, a.k.a. the size of the aircraft you're flying.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought that stuff was cool. The autopilot stuff was interesting. I don't think I knew it was exactly that easy, but man, is that easy. That aspect of it. It's like, turn it on, dial it in. It's like, geez.
Dude, and I'm sure it's probably realistically even easier now. They might even just put in like GPS coordinates and they just go.
Well, do they have like a set route? I feel like there's routes that the computers have downloaded to go.
They have set routes typically on how to get to certain places. It depends, what airport and where they're going to have to stop and things like that. But the big one is other traffic. So they'll stack airplanes at certain altitudes, and you'll experience that especially when you're taking off and landing. They'll stack airplanes at different altitudes coming in and have them circle sometimes if there's too many. And so just flying across the country, they will have planes at different altitudes just to make sure they're not going to come anywhere near each other.
Yeah. I think it's 1,000 feet. I remember one time one of my coworkers was talking about, he was looking out the window and he saw the other plane like go underneath him. And he was like, what in that crap? And then I think the stewardess was, or flight attendant was like, yeah, it's neat, huh? There's 1,000 feet. Look closer. It does. It does look closer. But like when they're crisscrossing, it's like, man, that's like 700 miles an hour or whatever. Or I don't know how many knots that is. 600 knots, 650 knots going, but when you're going crisscross, that's like twice as fast. It's like 1,200 knots. Super fast. That stuff was neat, man, with all the plane stuff. And I knew you would like that. So that's part of the reason I chose this movie. I was like, oh, let's see plane stuff. I didn't know it was like specifically just the cockpit.
Honestly, man, I thought that was one of the neatest parts of it. I really did. I like that it was like, almost a one-man kind of play. I said that earlier, but I really did. They did so much. They made such a good movie with so little. The story is a little wonky at times, but for the most part, it's pretty decent. Like the dude that's in the cockpit that he knocks out, I'm like, come on, man. There's no way in hell you would have just knocked him out and strapped him down. I would have beaten him unconscious or possibly killed him, because I mean he's trying to take over the plane.
Yeah, no, there's a little bit of weird things, and like he wasn't secured good at, like, I feel like if you're not gonna like really hinder him like as you can't, like it seems like you'd really work hard to make sure that he was more like immobilized than he was.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, there's not a whole lot of things in the cockpit to begin with, but I'm sure one of them is wearing a belt, because that's typically most pilots, especially when they're at a level that high where they're flying big, not necessarily big, but jumbo jets in general. They have uniforms, and the uniforms are typically almost your typical suit. So slacks, a belt. I mean, come on, shoelaces, a belt. Any of those things, tie his legs, tie his arms, you're good to go.
Yeah. And then I was a little confused on how he got knocked out. Our co-pilot, Tobias.
Oh, the co-pilot. Yeah, okay.
Like he got knocked out by the terrorist. I wasn't... Maybe I missed something, but it seemed like he got knocked out too easily. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't... I don't even really recall him being knocked out. I remember it happened, but I can't tell you how. I mean, did they hit him with the door, or did they smack his head in? I mean, because the chair, like, sure, the seat might have knocked him out, but I mean, it's padded. It's not gonna.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't recall.
I mean, I guess you never know what's gonna happen. The one terrorist who gets in the cockpit after our main star is knocked out, then he freaks out because he's like planning to just down the plane into like city center of I don't know, I guess, where were they going? I'm trying to think of the place.
Well, it was another city in Germany, but they left Berlin.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where it was, but anyway, the city in Germany, and the one brother of the terrorist just freaks out and then ends up, taking him out. I thought that was really interesting, but you just see him freaking out, and like I enjoyed that aspect of it too. It's like, he realized it's like life and death, and he needed to do something, and the only thing he could do was take out his own brother, and it was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Look, well, I wasn't sure if he was like referring to him as his own brother, or like brother, like as in like Muslim brother.
No, I think it was his biological brother.
I want to believe that it's possible. I wouldn't put it past it. But it was interesting because clearly he's much older than him. He's probably in his 30s, I would guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. It could be late 20s. And
yeah, the younger one's supposed to be 18. And he has all this life to live, and he doesn't want to die. And he explains later, spoilers, still we're there, when he's talking to his mom on the phone, that he didn't know, he felt like he was tricked and he was duped and all this stuff into going. So I don't know. I liked that little bit where it turns around and he becomes the hero, but then he pays the price because he doesn't want to, go to jail, and he doesn't want to be locked up. And so he turns into another terrorist, but in a different way. He just holds the co-pilot hostage.
Yeah, and then that was, I knew what was going to happen once they were on the ground, pretty much, and it was like, and so did our I guess hero of it, Tobias character, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he kind of tried to tell him, but he didn't tell him like explicitly. So it was kind of like I'm gonna kind of tell you, but if you don't pick up what I'm putting down, like it was like I kind of want to help you, but I don't want to really fully help you because of the situation that we're already in.
Well, he did lose his wife, but I mean, he was making it pretty explicit because I'm sure they had people that were reading their lips and possibly over the radio. So if this is just where my thinking goes. If he would have told him blatantly, drop this shit or they're going to, shoot you, they might have considered that maybe an accessory. I don't know. That might be a stretch. But the instant he put the, chunk of glass up to his neck and was threatening to slit his throat, that's it, man. That's it. You're SOL. They are clear to shoot, and there are accurate snipers that can put a round through the closed window or open window. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they could have, with some of the heat sensing technology and stuff they have, they know where people are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So, like, I like this movie quite a bit. I had no idea what we were watching, man. I just saw something. I was like, oh, it's an Amazon original. We haven't had anything on Amazon in a little bit. A lot of times Amazon seems to be coming out with a series. And I was like, oh, this is a movie. Let's watch this. And so that's why I picked this.
Dude, it was awesome. I really did enjoy this movie. I thought it was quite well done. I really did. And Mike, for that, I give it 4 out of 5 reels.
Oh, man. 4 out of 5 reels, dude.
It was good.
Nice.
It was real good. I recommend people watching it.
It was good.
It just had the complete package on many different levels, Mike, how many reels do you give it?
I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it as well. Me, I'm pretty harsh when it comes to ratings, but no, I the neatest part of this to me is that kind of just one set, like basically the whole movie's in the cockpit. I love that. It was probably difficult to film because it's like, how do you get the camera guy in there in such a limited space? But I mean, whatever they did, it looked great. Like to figure that out, or I don't know how they did that. If they just put cameras up. Again,
this is my guess. I think they had multiple different situations of the cockpit, like maybe one cut in half so that they can have a full crew, a full one so that it's just the camera guy and him. Because I mean, not to get too realistically picky about it, that cockpit was pretty big compared to what a real one is, but
okay.
It is a movie. So you got to suspend belief a little bit, because if it's not bigger than that, you're not going to be able to see the movie unless they shoot the whole thing on GoPros, and stick it all to the windows. And that's not, that's not going to have the production value of something like this. So, all right, Mike, next week, what I'm picking.
Yeah. You hinted at it last week. The one on Hulu, right?
It is on Hulu. Yep.
Palm something.
Palm Springs. Yeah, it is Palm Springs, starring Andy Samberg. It comes out on Hulu as an original. I guess it's an original. I don't know if they would call it an original, but they bought the rights to it. It is the most expensive film ever purchased from Sundance. There's some trivia for you. It holds the record for the biggest sale of a film at Sundance Film Festival, beating the previous record by, drum roll,
$2 million.
69 cents.
Oh.
I had to have done that on purpose, man.
69, dude.
Right. They had to have done that on purpose. Anyway, so it is kind of in the vein of Groundhog Day. It is a rom-com. I think it's probably going to have more comedy than than Romedy.
Dude, that's good.
At least that's what I'm hoping. It looks funny. It looks like a lot of fun. I haven't read any reviews about it. I've watched the trailer. We'll see. It'll be fun. So if you have a Hulu subscription, sit down, go watch this movie with us. Check it out. It's nice. This is now, like 3 or 4 in a row of new streaming movies, I guess is a good way to put it, that we're doing.
Yeah. These are all new content coming out on the different streaming services that, we're covering. Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix, just trying to keep everything fresh, new.
Yeah. And, we need another comedy. And I love comedies.
We do need another comedy. Hopefully this is a good one, it's fun when you get to see a comedy that's just good and makes you laugh and maybe lets you forget about the terrible, terrible life that's going on in America right now.
And the rest of the world,
Oh, yeah, I guess them too.
Because the pandemic is hitting everybody, so... Anywho.
It's true. It is. And it just doesn't seem to be going away, Matt. I really thought it was going to be over by June.
Especially not in my world. Over here in Arizona, man, they just shut us all down again. I think I was talking about on the last pod, maybe.
You were, but where are you at now? Is everything shut?
Oh, yeah.
Shut?
Well, no. Restaurants are still open, but, very limited.
Is it only to go?
No, you can eat in a restaurant. They just have the extreme restrictions. You have to wear a mask if you are not eating or drinking. But again, they haven't implemented mandatory masks. I don't know how they're doing it in your neck of the woods, but over here they are keeping it to the municipalities. So some of the counties are making mandated orders for it, but mostly it's the towns. So the city of Phoenix has a mask order in. Our hometown has a mask order, but the county does not. Prescott, where I am based, does not have a mask order at all. But if a private entity requires it, they're allowed to do that. I mean, that's their private property, So Costco, I don't think Walmart is requiring it, but they are definitely heavily recommending it. So I have my mask that I wear that my friend Nancy, who's a photographer as well, she's a big-time quilter, retiree, wonderful lady. I taught her a lot of stuff when I was at the paper, just anytime I saw her. She made one that out of material that's a bunch of Kodak rolls of film. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. So, but anyways. All right, Mike, I think I had enough, and I really don't want to talk about the freaking pandemic again because it's so depressing.
Sorry, man. Sorry, I did bring it up.
It is, but how do you not talk about it, I mean, it's life-changing. I mean, who knows if we will ever truly get back to what things used to be, I mean, okay, am I going to be able to go see a baseball game? Sure. But guess what? There's only going to be a quarter of the capacity, and you're going to have to sit 100 miles away. And it's going to cost 10 times as much because, the players sure as hell aren't getting a salary cut. I mean, the rest of us are getting laid off and fired and screwed left and right when it comes to finances. But heaven forbid a celebrity baseball player only get $100 million a season instead of $500 million a season. Heaven forbid. How do you live on that? Damn it, Mike. See, you got me ranting.
It's true, man. It's true. When you're making your 40 million, you can't have cuts. You got stuff to buy. You've got your entourage to support. This is the real deal, man.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, all the people that have worked in the restaurant industry that no longer have jobs or any other industry dramatically affected by this, including the sports industry, the lower downs, the people that are selling the stuff at the stadium, the people that are taking the tickets, the security guards. Where's their money? They just don't get to eat, right?
No. Everything.
So that sports athlete can have his millions, they don't get to eat? Oh, geez. It just makes me so angry. I'm sorry, Mike.
No, it's rough, man. All the service industry, the hotel workers, the flight attendants. I mean, I think I saw something a little while back about United or American. They're yeah, we don't need 75% of our flight attendants. I was Well, that sucks. Are they just gonna like schedule people for like one flight like a year or something? Be like, ha.
Well,
like
my buddy Cole, who I was model airplane buddy, he got his pilot license from Embry-Riddle, did his hours, did flight training, got his master's degree while he was doing flight training. He not finally, but when he was searching, he could pick and choose what airline he wanted to go because they needed pilots. So he picked one that was going to lead to him at a career at Delta down the road. Guess what? He got laid off. And he was a pilot. He was a captain for a small airline.
Oh, one of their I don't know, Starlink, or I forget what they're called, but they have like the different kind of smaller plane companies that they partner with. I forget what they're called.
It's the same one that flies out of Prescott here. But yeah, I don't want to divulge names just because I don't want to. But yeah,
that's fine. But,
it's the same one that flies out of Prescott. So if you know, you know. But yeah, he got let go. And so he's very confident that he's going to get another job fairly easily. But that sucks. He didn't uproot. I mean, he went back home. He moved back, where his family and stuff is from. But it's who would have thought? Because they're crying. They've been crying for years. We need pilots. We need pilots. We don't have enough pilots. We need pilots. And now they got him, and they're laying him off. It's nuts, dude. This shit is crazy.
Everyone involved with just every aspect of any kind of event. Like, let's say you're a vendor who does weddings or just anything, man, dude. Like, my wedding, Matt, we went to that hotel and did all that stuff. Like, none of that stuff would be able to happen right now. Like, it's just nuts. Like, it's so many things. So many things. The ripples will be felt for, I think, years. But let's not talk about this anymore. Let's move on.
Do you know what industry is flourishing right now, though?
The tech industry.
Porn webcam girls. It's exploding. Exploding. If I was hot, I look good, I'd totally do a webcam show. I'd be all over it.
That makes sense, Matt. It absolutely makes sense.
Wouldn't even leave the house. Then I'd be able to afford Uber Eats. I would literally never leave. I'd just walk around my house naked all the time.
Yeah. Why get a burger at McDonald's for $5 when you can get it for 10? Uber Eats is here for you.
Delivered with no tip.
Man, I've used Uber Eats and some of those things like once or twice, and it's so much extra money add on. I'm like, I don't like this.
And the worst part is they keep most of it. The restaurant doesn't even get it. They have deals with the restaurants where it's less than the cost of the menu item. It's crazy. I've not done Uber Eats. I've not done any of those. I don't ever plan on it.
And then the driver basically needs a tip to survive, and you're like, man, I just paid extra money. It's weird. It's very weird. I basically paid someone to chauffeur my food to my house.
Right. And that dude's getting paid nothing to do it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They're not getting paid enough for sure. Between the mileage, the wear, the tear on their car. They don't get paid for when they're driving around while working, but don't have a a task or a customer. It's kind of weird. It's like when you're an Uber driver and you go to pick someone up, you don't start the clock until you get them.
It's crazy.
But you had to get there. How did you get there? You had to drive. There's a lot of free time, a lot of free labor and stuff is involved with Uber driving.
Where it really sucks is smaller towns like mine where there's one Jack in the Box. And you could be in Chino and someone wants Jack in the Box in Mayer or something. It's an hour-long drive to take someone Jack in the Box. Because you have to go all the way to Jack in the Box to get it and then take it all the way out to them.
Yeah. And they pay for it. But then you're also do you want your food hot? Like, there's
Medium warm is fine.
because, like, and what if the Uber driver gets there or whoever, whatever service you're using, Postmates, I don't know. There's like freaking tons of them. DoorDash.
It's more than I know of.
Yeah, there's DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, something else. Anyway, there's like 5 or 6 of them now. I don't know. It's not really a viable thing. Like, Uber doesn't make money. Like, if they charged as much as they should to make money, no one would use it.
Right.
Like, there's some problems with the business model. Like, it's brilliant as far as using your cell phone, all that stuff. Love the convenience. Love that you can do it. It's not profitable. They're not spending enough money on it. It's all just you're spending borrowed people's money if you go on an Uber.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I remember right, all the different ride services outside of the eating and food delivery ones are losing money. Like, they've always lost money. They've never made money.
Yeah, Lyft and Uber, which is essentially Lyft is like a copy of Uber. They've never made money, and they're both on the stock market. And like, I think I might be guessing, but I think they want to make money. The stock people.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird. Investors wanting the money that they gave them back and then some. Weird.
Yeah. Well, all right, Matt. Looks like Flinathy is waking up, so we're going to have to wrap this up. So I am going to go quick. Thanks for listening, everybody, and catch us on our next pod, and make sure you can go and watch all the movies.
Messed it up again. Go out and watch all the movies you can, hater.
Oh, yeah. Go out and watch all the movies you can. Hater.
Hater.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.